Again, it depends on what you've read, what we've heard over the last, let's just say, year. Your stance on abortion is what?
I've been probably arguably one of the leading people in this country for medical freedom and for bodily autonomy.
Yeah.
So, and I think with abortion, every abortion is a tragedy. Many of them leave permanent trauma on the woman. But I think ultimately, I don't trust government to have jurisdiction over people's bodies. Mm-hmm. I think we need to leave it to the woman, her pastor, and to her spiritual advisors or her physician, whatever, to make those decisions. I have to say this: that I have a plan that we've published, which is called More Choice and Fewer Abortions. And, that plan, something like close to 60% of abortions are among women who make the decision for economic reasons. And I think we need to do everything we can to make sure that women who want to bring their babies to term and are scared of not being able to afford them, that is never a consideration.
There are so many. I love that there's so many opportunities in Catholic charities. I mean, there's so many opportunities for women to make other choices. And sometimes it's just about them knowing and just about the education part of it.
It's also about child care.
Of course, but the finances always play a role in it. And you try to have a heart and not judge from afar, because no one understands what it's like when you're in those shoes. Should there be a limit? Or you're saying all the way up through full term, a woman has a right to have an abortion?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think any woman ever in history has said, I'm going to have a baby, I'm going to get pregnant and carry that baby to 8 months of term, and then I'm going to terminate the pregnancy. I don't think anybody wants to do that.
That has happened too many times to count, though, where these
I'm sure it has happened. I would say in almost all those cases, there's extenuating circumstances.
Who knows? But I mean, especially when there's drugs involved and people aren't thinking clearly, at the end of the day, it is happening.
What I'm saying is I don't think any woman sets out I'm saying I'm going to carry a baby for 8 months and abort him.
Sure, but they could change their mind at 8 months, and this is what we've seen. So should they be allowed to do it full term?
Yeah. So again, I respect people who, I think there's a very, very good argument, not just a compelling argument, that the state has a interest in protecting a fully formed fetus. I absolutely think that argument is very convincing. But again, I come down to the fact that I don't trust the state, and I think we need to trust the woman. And I don't think that that's a satisfactory outcome, because there's always going to be instances where bad things happen.
Yes, we can't prevent
Either
that.
Either way, there's going to be bad things.
But so in other words, keeping it as is, with Roe versus Wade having been overturned, and leaving it up to the states to determine if and when a woman can have an abortion?
No, I wouldn't leave it to the states.
You wouldn't, right?
No, I would.
You would say completely. It's up to the woman.
My belief is we should leave it to the woman. We shouldn't have government involved,
even if it's full term.
Even if it's full term.
Okay. And I think that's what I wanted to clarify, because there are especially people in the middle trying to determine which way we go. And some people are one topic voters, correct? But with this issue in particular, it's a tough one. And I know there's no simple answer. And as a Catholic, that definitely is something that is a concern with many practicing Catholics, that it would be okay to allow a woman to do that.
I don't think it's ever okay.
It would be allowed. It would be allowed.
I think we have to leave it to the woman rather than the state.
Okay.
So I think we should do everything in our power to make sure that never happens, and everything that we can do. And but I think ultimately, nobody sets out to do that, and there are always some kind of extenuating circumstances that would make a mother make that kind of choice, a terrible, terrible choice, which is, you can't overstate how bad that is. And I think, ultimately, we have to trust women.